His name in the app was Ryan. No last name. 4.9 stars. A black Honda Accord that arrived exactly on time. For 6 months, he drove Maya Johnson from Queens to Midtown every Tuesday and Thursday morning. She thought she knew him. She did not know his real name was Ryan Cole. She did not know he was worth $260 million. She did not know he had been dying for 7 months. And she did not know that the man following his car that Tuesday morning had been following it for 11 days. And that what he was planning to do would destroy Ryan Cole. Unless she stopped him first. She did not know she was going to stop him. Not yet.
Ryan Cole had been driving for Uber for 4 months. Not because he needed the money. Not because he liked driving. Because 7 months ago, a doctor at NYU Langone Medical Center in Manhattan had looked at his scan and used the words, Stage 2 Hodgkin lymphoma. And something in Ryan Cole had decided, quietly and without much discussion, that he needed to be ordinary for a while. Cole Capital Partners, the Manhattan investment firm Ryan ran from the 32nd floor of a midtown office tower, managed $260 million across healthcare and biotech. 42 employees, 3 board seats, a penthouse in Tribeca. He had told none of them. He had restructured his chemo schedule around board meetings, Monday and Wednesday afternoons, treatment, Tuesday and Thursday mornings, ordinary. Maya Johnson had been his most consistent passenger for 6 months. She worked the 6 a.m. shift at Rosewood Diner in Midtown Manhattan on Tuesdays and Thursdays. She had a Columbia Medical Nursing Program application pending. 3rd attempt, she tipped $4 on a $7 ride. Ryan found this both impractical and oddly moving. "You look terrible. Good morning. I'm serious. Are you sleeping?" "I'm fine." "You have dark circles." "You have dark circles." "Mine are from a 5 a.m. shift. What's yours from?" Ryan pulled into Queens traffic. "Long week. It's Tuesday." "Long month." Maya looked at him for another second. Then she looked out the window. She had noticed he looked worse than usual for 3 weeks. She had said nothing for 3 weeks. Today she said something. She did not know why today was different. Over 6 months, Maya had cataloged things about her driver without meaning to. The way he drove, controlled, precise. The way he always arrived 1 minute early. The watch on his left wrist. She had noticed the watch in month 2. It was not a normal watch. In month 4, she had seen a notification flash on his phone mount. Cole Capital. Board meeting rescheduled. She had looked away immediately. That evening, she had typed Cole Capital into Google. She had spent 40 minutes reading. Then she had closed the laptop and not mentioned it the next Tuesday. On a Thursday in October, Ryan handed Maya a coffee. Not from a drive-thru. A proper paper cup from the place on her block. "You didn't have to. You've tipped me $4 every ride for 6 months. I owe you approximately $96 in coffee." Maya looked at him. "You counted. I'm an economics person." It was the first time he had said anything about what he actually did. Neither of them addressed it. Pearl earrings catching the morning Queen's light. She took the coffee. The gray Lexus was 3 cars back. Marcus Peterson, Cole Capital's CFO of 6 years, had his phone pressed to his ear. Marcus Peterson was good at his job. Actually good. Not performing it. Not performing competence. Actually having it. Ryan had trusted him because of this. What Marcus had also been doing, for 4 months, was running a short position against Cole Capital. Through a shell company registered in Delaware. Funds routed through the Cayman Islands. A short position means you bet the stock goes down. You profit when it does. Marcus knew something that would make Cole Capital's stock go down. What Marcus had not planned for. Maya Johnson. He had found her 3 weeks ago, following Ryan's Uber routes, checking who Ryan interacted with outside the office. A woman from Queens who worked at a diner. Nursing program applicant. No legal history. No financial connections to Cole Capital. She should have been irrelevant. But Ryan kept picking her up, twice a week, 6 months, always the same route. Marcus had begun to wonder what she knew. The answer was, not enough yet, but more than she should. Maya had not meant to follow him. On the Thursday with the coffee, she had dropped her scarf in his car. She had realized at 6:30 p.m. and sent him a message through the app. He had replied with an address on the Upper East Side. She had gone after her shift. The address was YU Langone Medical Center. She stood on the sidewalk outside for 11 minutes. Then she went in. She told the front desk she was looking for a patient. Her driver. He had left something in his car. She did not know his last name, she told them. At 11:40 p.m., a nurse came to the waiting room and called, "Chen, family of Ryan Cole?" Maya stood up without thinking. She was not family. She was not even a friend, technically. She had been in his car twice a week for 6 months and did not know his last name until 40 minutes ago. "He's finished his session. He'll be out in about 20 minutes. You can wait." Session. Maya sat back down in the NYU Langone Oncology waiting room. Oncology. 23 minutes later, Ryan Cole walked out of the treatment corridor. He was wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. The Patek Philippe was gone. He took it off for treatment. He looked smaller than he did in the car, more tired than she had ever seen him. He saw her immediately. He stopped. Neither of them spoke for a long time. "You left your scarf." "I know. I wasn't. I know. I should go." "Maya." She had stopped walking. "I'm sorry. I should have told you." "You don't owe me anything." "No. But I've been thinking about telling you for 2 months." "You have?" "Every Tuesday. And then I don't. Because once I say it out loud, it's real in a different way." Maya stood in the NYU Langone Oncology corridor at 11:58 p.m., her scarf in her hand, pearl earrings. She had come for a scarf. She had not prepared for this. What she had also not prepared for, the man in the dark gray coat who had followed her into the hospital, who had taken a photograph of her and Ryan in the corridor, who was already sending it to someone with the message, "She knows. This changes things."
Maya made a mistake. A real one, not a small oversight. A genuine error of judgment, made for understandable reasons, that cost more than she expected. 3 days after the hospital corridor, Marcus Peterson called her. Unknown number. She answered. "Ms. Johnson, I'm a colleague of Ryan's. There's a concern about some of his business decisions, related to his health situation. I'd like to meet privately. It's in Ryan's best interest." "Who are you?" "Someone who has worked with him for 6 years. I'm trying to protect him." She should have called Ryan. She should have hung up and called Ryan immediately. Instead, she met Marcus Peterson at a coffee shop in Midtown. He was polished, prepared. He had a folder. Inside, Cole Capital financial reports, stock charts, and a memo, apparently from Ryan, authorizing unusual fund movements during his treatment. Ryan has been making decisions while compromised by treatment side effects. The board doesn't know about the diagnosis. If they find out through rumors, through a stock anomaly, it could collapse the company. I'm trying to give him a controlled exit, a transition. He keeps his legacy. What do you need from me? I need to know what he's told you about the company's situation. Maya looked at the folder, at the charts, at Marcus Peterson's careful, concerned expression. She thought about Ryan in the oncology corridor. Tired, small, saying, "Once I say it out loud, it's real in a different way." She told Marcus that Ryan had not told her anything about the company. That was true. Then she said, but he should probably tell his board himself, before anyone else does. Marcus smiled. "That's very wise. Thank you, Maya. She walked out thinking she had handled it well. She had not. Marcus had recorded the entire conversation. Within 4 hours, an edited version, cutting out his own questions, keeping only her voice, was sent to 3 Cole Capital board members. Subject line: Ryan Cole's personal contact confirms health situation. Ryan called her at 9 p.m. Someone sent them a recording of you saying I should tell the board about my diagnosis. Maya, what happened? She told him, all of it, including the part where she thought she was helping. I'm sorry. I thought I was protecting you. I know. I made it worse. Yes. But you didn't create this. This started before you were in that hospital.
Ryan called David Park, his attorney at his Manhattan office, at 9:47 p.m. David Park called his SEC contact at 10:02 p.m. The SEC had already been watching Marcus Peterson for 6 weeks. What Marcus had not known, his shell company in the Cayman Islands had been flagged by an automated surveillance system in September. The short position against Cole Capital had triggered a review. The review had found the Delaware shell company. The shell company had found Marcus. What the SEC had not had, until Ryan's call, the full recording. The full recording was submitted to the SEC Enforcement Division that night. The payment records David Park had been quietly compiling since Ryan's call from the hospital. $8,000 to a medical records administrator at NYU Langone. HIPAA criminal violation. Federal crime. Marcus Peterson was arrested on a Monday morning. Federal charges: securities fraud, insider trading, wire fraud, unauthorized access to protected health information. The short position was unwound by court order. Cole Capital's stock stabilized. 11 years. The board meeting happened. Ryan attended it himself. He told his board about his diagnosis directly. He told them his treatment was progressing well. He told them his prognosis was excellent. He had not rehearsed it. He said it the same way he said things in the car. Quietly. Once. 6 months later, Dr. Amir Nair at NYU Langone used the word exceptional. Ryan sat in the hospital parking garage for a while after. He sat with the word exceptional. Complete remission. Then he drove to Queens. Maya was finishing her shift when he walked into Rosewood Diner. She looked up from table 7. He sat down. She poured him coffee without asking. Old habit. On the Tuesday after the arrest, he had driven the same route to Queens, not in the Honda, in his actual car. The black Mercedes that had been in the Tribeca garage for 7 months. He had parked outside her building at 5:52 a.m. She had come out at 5:58 and stopped. That's not your car. It's my actual car. Where's the Honda? I sold it. I don't need to be ordinary anymore. Why not? He looked at her through the open window. Because I told someone. And it was real in a different way. But it wasn't worse. Maya stood on the Queens sidewalk at 5:58 a.m. in her diner uniform, pearl earrings catching the early morning light. She got in the car. At the diner now, 6 months later, he was sitting at table 7. She poured the coffee. She sat across from him. The diner was quiet. Late afternoon. Exceptional. I heard. Who told you? David Park. He said you sat in the parking garage for 40 minutes before you left. 32. He said 40. He rounds up. Maya held her coffee cup. Pearl earrings. She had heard the word before he came in. She had poured his coffee knowing. Old habit. You recorded him. 2 minutes in, I knew something was wrong. You could have warned me. You would have told me not to go. Yes, which is why I didn't warn you. He looked at her across table 7. He had been looking at her across one surface or another for a year and a half. The center console of a Honda Accord, an oncology corridor, the front seat of a Mercedes at 5:58 a.m. Table 7. He reached across and took her hand. She did not pull it back.